Okay. I'm gonna log in, and so you guys, I can show you kind of exactly where everything is.
We can keep this in like its own little divider.
Yes, I'll go over the dividers in just a minute. Sorry.
Right.
Too many things.
I'll make sure you haven't got a crazy or something.
Okay. Okay, so when you log in, and so I'll kind of go back over some of this again. These actually are all tutorials that you'll have to do before. Some of them I'll tell you to do during certain chapters, but you definitely will have to do them all before the end of the year. And they're pretty, they're just short, they're like little excerpts. Anyways, so the tutorials, you go to that. That's where the videos are. That's also where you go to print off your the paperwork that you need for this. So there's 6 sections, and that's kind of the units that will have each, there's intro video, and these are kind of like the sections within each unit, if you will. So like certification, licensure, and registration. And I'd like for you guys probably need to do all this tomorrow. There's like an introductory video, which I'm going to skip today. Let's watch it tomorrow. And then this is like 3 minutes. And you'll just play this, listen to them. All of the notes. Oh, whoops, I forgot to share my screen on here. Not helpful. Okay, so all of the notes, anyways, whenever you go to here, are on the underneath this little graduation cap. So if you click on there, this is what I showed you guys the other day. It'll come up to here, and you can just click on these, and you just print them. Okay. There's probably actually just one that you print for all 3 of these, but I've already printed these for you guys. They're in your packet. Okay. So that's what you'll, each little section, that's what you'll go to. Just watch the video that goes along with it. Okay, get back home, you go here, and you'll just watch each one. Same thing here. You watch this one. This one is 7 minutes long. Make sure you get your notes so you can take notes while they're talking on the video. And you'll just go through here. Okay. And then same thing. Same thing for each one of these 3. And then when you get done with all of the tutorials and you go through each section, and you can do these one at a time. You go down here to the quizzes and section tests, and there's a quiz over each little section. So there's a quiz over certification, licensure, and registration. Okay, so it'll give you like this question here: how many hours of training every 2 years to maintain their certified status? And you got the right answer. Now, the other thing is these quizzes are also not a good picture of what your test is going to be like. These quizzes are kind of like ridiculously easy. But you will see some of those questions on the test. So it's a good thing to go back and retake the quizzes. You can retake them as many times as you want to. The only thing I can see from where I can look at your grades is if you took the quiz or not. And as long as you take it, I give you 100. Now the test, I can see the actual grade for the test itself. So you'll get that grade on each test. But the quizzes, I can't. You'll just get 100 for doing them. Okay. And so you'll take each quiz, and then you'll go take the test. I'll show you. It'll look like this, and it'll even tell you what you're making over here. So this test only has 10 questions. Now, once you get done with the test and I get your first grade on your test, you can go back and take the test again too. So like whenever you get ready to take the final, you can go back and retake all of the tests as many times as you want to.
If like we make like a really bad grade on it, will you let us retake that test?
It just kind of depends on what it is.
Okay.
The orientation one, no.
Well, yeah, well, I mean,
But we'll just see whenever the time comes. A lot of times, yes, I do allow that. The thing is, I don't know. You have to study. You just do, because the tests are harder than you think they're going to be. So that's the way it goes. So for each section that we do, like whenever I tell you that the orientation test is due, that means all these quizzes are due as well. You need to have them all done by that point.
So we can do the quizzes before the test?
Yes. Oh
Like
yeah,
on a different
you can
day?
do each one. Okay. Oh yeah, you can do the quizzes whenever you want, and you can redo them as many times as you want to prepare for the test. Okay. So my suggestion is, if you watch one video, write your notes on it, look over them, then go take the quiz. So and you
with the
can
notes, right?
do what?
So with the notes, right?
I mean, it doesn't matter to me because the quiz is just really a participation grade, so it really doesn't matter. My suggestion is that you try to take it without your notes, and then go from there. And then again, you can retake the quizzes to prep for the test, and that's a good thing to do. Okay, so this is how you get to that. The study aids on here, they're always good to practice. There's flashcards. These are the top 200 drugs, which are the ones that you guys are learning. Okay, and that's how I came up with your weekly list of medicines. So once we get through the scheduled drugs, I just went down the top 200 list of the most commonly prescribed drugs. Things that you need to know. Okay, and you can practice these anytime. There's the Roman numerals. You can practice those. Abbreviations, you can practice those. Now, I made up our list of abbreviations as far as the order goes. I didn't make all of the abbreviations. I didn't just write down the ones I wanted. But this, whenever you take this, it's going to have all of them. And then this virtual RX, you will have to do, but you have to do all of these first before it'll let you even take that virtual RX study aid.
I mean, you have to do the virtual RX.
You don't have to do it like this week or anything, but you do need to do it at some point by the end of the year. So that's kind of this website's pretty easy to get around. Okay, it's not just really difficult. Just remember that graduation cap is how you print. So if when we get to the first day of the new unit, you need to print off your stuff. My suggestion is just go to the library and print it for that. Okay, so that's what it's talking about for Friday. Now look, on Tuesday next week, we'll actually start the federal law, which is the second unit that's on here. The assignments, I want you to do the Roman numeral practice that I just showed you in the study aids. And then TPTW, that's just your workbook. Okay, that's chapter 3 in the workbook. What that's talking about. The pharmacy technician workbook, TPTW. Trying to make it easy. Abbreviation quiz set 2. We'll lecture on safety in the workplace. I'll do that lecture. And then, of course, your math worksheet, and then this first med quiz will be next Friday. And then we'll actually finish up federal law. Federal law has a little more to it, but it's still pretty simple. You still need to study. I just try to give us the most time in the medications. We'll spend several weeks in medications, and we'll spend several weeks in math, just to get in the practice. So, and then again, that HS that's written on there is the health science book, the blue textbook. So we'll basically use it this week, and then we'll use it again at the beginning of the meds, and then I don't think we'll use it again.
You mean like it says bookwork 17.1, 17.2?
That's in that blue textbook. Those are the questions at the end of the section. Okay, so my suggestion on how to organize all this is I would put your calendar just in front of all of your dividers. Okay, I have a section of notes for like those Roman numerals because I'll give you like some random kind of cheat sheet type note thing, you know, as we go through the year. So I have one section that's just for notes. There'll be some other things I'll come across that you guys can use that for. Okay. Okay, and then you need a divider for your abbreviations. And I would just put your abbreviations maybe in the front of that. You can do it how you want to. And then maybe just file your quizzes in behind. Might be the easiest way to do that. Now mine is not necessarily organized like this because I have mine in weeks. And then I would do one, I would have a meds, you know, like your weekly med. And I would keep all of your quizzes because you'll see those questions again, like week to week. So I do, you know, one divider with your meds. How many dividers should I tell y'all to do? 10? Okay. And then I do, and then you need one divider that has, that says PTCB. PTCB.
Do you have plans for all 10 dividers?
Yep. And then the last 6 dividers will just be the units that we do. Like you have orientation, federal law, med review, should be aseptic technique, calculations, pharmacy operations. So we'll be in here. You can label those and I'll be logging online. Oh no. PTC, Pharmacy Technician Certification Board. So the 6 units are orientation, federal law, med review, aseptic technique, calculations, and pharmacy operations. So you can make those now or you can make them later if you want to. And then in each one of those units, you'll just, that's where you'll put your info, you know, the info that you print off online, any other PowerPoints and stuff that I give you that go with each unit, we'll separate it from there. So, okay. Oh, I will leave a, well, we won't need it yet, but.
Where do you want us to put these math?
Okay, did I not tell you to make one for me? Wait, we still have one? We still have, are we done? Do you have any more dividers?
Yeah, I guess so too. You just put it in with the notes.
Yeah.
After med review, was it?
PTCB.
No, after only 6 units.
All medical and
What did I say?
I
Aseptic.
probably should have not done notes, but that instead.
What
Well,
did I say? It was like aseptic.
Notes, science, and math.
Yeah, A subject.
Oh, I'm sorry. Condition 11. Actually, we probably could put the PTCB in with orientation because that's really when we're going to talk about it anyway. I should have done that. I just like for it to have its own unit because I want you to be able to find it later on. But I have some.
Is the med review the first unit?
No, the first unit is orientation, but you could put PTCB and orientation together if you want to. And then that way, sorry, I messed this up. Counted wrong. I would, yeah, you could put PTCB and orientation together because they're all going together. And then the next unit is, I'm sorry, federal law. That's the next unit. I have some more papers. Do you need someone?
No, I skipped federal law. I think I did anyways. Yeah, I
Turn
went
it over on
from
the back. I have a bunch of these. If you need.
orientation to federal law.
Sorry, I messed it up because I kept going. That's good.
Oh, it's been burned. No.
Oh, well, you don't have your divider set anyway, do you? So you can make yours how you want to.
What's the last one?
The last one is calculations and then pharmacy operations.
Really?
So yeah, we'll just put orientation and PTCB together. Sorry, I counted wrong. I do mine different because I've got mine separated into each week. I've got meds and abbreviations and everything separated for the week. So
No. Yeah, actually, I might. Crap. Can't write that this.
Oh, I didn't put those. I already used two.
Just like I see. I can read it all in there. What's after calculations?
Pharmacy operations.
And where do you want to scroll these papers?
Okay, so let me go through the stack. I would put this for the student quick start. It's just kind of in case you forget how to log in. It tells you the kind of tells you everything to do and gives you a rundown of how it works. So we can put that under notes if you want to or whatever.
That's just the first page.
Yes, it's the first page.
So the one that was PTCB, we're gonna make that the math section.
Yeah, you did PTCB and orientation. If you want to do that. Okay. Sorry. So. Okay, and the PTCB stuff obviously can go under PTCB or orientation. And then orientation stuff can go under orientation. So put all this together. Actually, the rest of that can go under that PTCB and orientation.
And this is everything for that first section on quizzes and everything.
Orientation, I've already printed off the stuff online for you guys.
Oh my gosh, she shows up everywhere.
What's he even doing there?
I don't know. What was he doing down in the punches hall too?
I don't know. I killed him in the car early, but they did.
Did you really?
Yeah, I was punching mess out of his arm. He's like, "Quack!" I'm like, don't ever come my guys, remember. Yes.
Okay. Let's talk about, let's go ahead and look at all this PTCD stuff today. I want to get through that for sure. Okay. Y'all should be in the same order. I think mine is, or it says, is yours on apply for certification first?
Yeah.
Okay. So whenever you guys get ready to take the test, we're not going to take the test here. Okay, you have to take it at a Pearson View testing center, and I actually mapped out where the nearest one is on here already. But it's just ptcb.org is where you can get all of this information. I just printed it off from that website. Is all I did. Okay. I just wanted you guys to know how to apply for it and all that, because that's something that you guys will, that's going to be up to you guys to do. Okay. And the reason I'm going to talk about PTCB this week, and whenever you do the orientation stuff tomorrow, it'll talk about another type of certification, but PTCB is what's recognized in Texas. Okay, so that's why we're going with this one. Now, usually to work as a pharmacy tech, you don't actually, or a lot of places at least, don't actually require that you have your certification, but most of them will want you to get it, pretty soon. So a lot of people will even work in the pharmacy for a little while and then go take it. So that's an option, that's something that a lot of places will allow you to do.
So once I take this class, I can go apply at Walgreens or something?
Yeah, you can apply there now if you want to. I mean, you can apply anytime. You don't have to have your certification to work. Now, whether or not they'll hire you, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I would say you're a lot more likely to get hired having taken and gone through this class, than you would be otherwise. Now, remember that you guys, you paid for the class. Now, if you take, and I don't remember the date that it says on there, that it said on the letter, but if you apply for this and pay for this test before that date, that's on, I don't remember what it said, July 31st or something like that. That's what it said. Then you can bring your receipt up to the business office and they will reimburse you that $100. Okay. So now the test itself is actually $129. So anyways, okay, it says to achieve PTCB certification, candidates must satisfy the following eligibility requirements. High school diploma, so that's why you have to be a senior to take this class. Okay, criminal background. Sometimes you have to get your own criminal background. You have to pay for it and get it done yourself. But I don't know if they require that or not. Make sure you get their policies, and those are all on here. And then, of course, a passing score. That's what qualifies you to. You can be disqualified. Obviously, any criminal activity that hasn't been disclosed. Depending on, I guess they have the right to say no if they want to. But anyways, so my thing is, again, with the certification, a lot of times you don't have to have it. So, as soon as you get out of school, if that's something you want to do, go ahead and apply and, and put that on. Put the fact that you've taken this class on your resume.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you can't say that you're certified until you take the test and you have something that says you're certified. But, that would definitely give you a leg up in what you're doing. So it says apply. You apply online. You just go to this website and you can hit that word where it says certification online. Just punch it on there and it'll take you to the application. Again, it's $129. That's how much it costs to take the test. Usually, whenever you go, anyways. So testing accommodations. If you require some kind of special accommodation, like if you had accommodations in school to take a test, sometimes you can get them there. Like if you need something read to you, or I don't know if that's even one of them, but something like that. Okay, so look at schedule the exam. So, and I know this is a long ways away, but I want you guys to at least hear this so it'll be kind of familiar for you guys. Says once an application is approved, then you'll get this authorized to test. If they like email you this paper that gives you like a confirmation number and all that kind of stuff. It says your authorization to schedule will arrive via email and it'll last for 90 days. So once you apply, they'll send you something back that says you can schedule it. You have to schedule it in a certain time period. Go from there. Scheduling, you can call them, schedule it online, whatever. There's only specific places, and they're kind of, the Pearson VUE testing centers are kind of nerve-wracking because I did my GRE, well, I took my main class in the Pearson VUE Center too, but the newest one, the one that it said was closest, is the one where I took my GRE a few years ago, and it's just very like, kind of like the whole room, is white, and there's just computers everywhere, and it's like pin drop quiet, and usually when I walk in, there's like a room full of lockers, so you can lock your stuff away because you can't take anything in there with you. And then there's a testing room that has like a glass wall, and you walk in and you take the test online.
Oh, it is online.
So I don't know how long it takes for you to get that, to get your scores back. But anyway, I haven't ever actually taken this test. I probably should do that.
Oh, there's Peyton.
Anyway, so you'll schedule there. Anyways, and you can read up all anything else like that happens. Scheduling it, this next little section that I printed out for you guys is actually from Pearson VUE, the ones who hold the test, and it kind of tells you what to do with them. And then I just put in the Cooper zip code to give you the nearest testing center. So the nearest one is this one on 75. That's the one I went to before. There's also one in Tyler and one in Texarkana. So, and I don't know, I know that you can take this test at PJC because they have a pharmacy tech class. The cost is much more than what this is, but so I don't know if you can, if you don't take their class at PJC, if you can still take the test there or not, but it might be something to look into.
Do you pay before or after you get apply, when they send you the certification? Like when you apply?
I think you pay when you apply.
Okay.
And then they'll send you the thing to get it scheduled after that. So, okay, this next section says prepare for the certification exam. This is just a blueprint of what all the tests consist of. So when you do get ready to prepare for the test itself, this is something you want to go back to and say, okay, pharmacology, that's 13% of the exam. So that's knowing your medications. Pharmacy law and regulations, that's like what we're going to be talking about next week. That's 12%. So compounding is 8%. Medication safety is 12%, and so forth. So those are the things you can kind of go to say, okay, we'll make sure I've covered this and covered this. There is an exam. There's a practice test. The PTCB offers a practice test. I think it's like $29 something, so you have to pay to take their practice test, but anyways, it might be worth it to take it right before the test, like a couple weeks before, so you can figure out where you need to really focus in on your studying, those last few weeks, but it would not be necessary. I have, if you guys, whenever you guys do get ready, I actually have a whole book of practice tests. So at the end of the year, remind me and we'll print them out. Yeah.
Print out what we did.
Yeah. Okay. You guys we can use them at the end of the year. Not saying I'm going to print them off, but we will use that book at the end of the year. So, okay, so it says take the PTC, the certification exam, tells you when to arrive, what to bring, all of that. Of course, your license, you have to have a photo ID. And then this is just a more detailed, this next section is a more detailed blueprint of the test itself. So specifics on what you would want to make sure that you study and so forth. So we'll go over all this stuff as we go through, okay? This next little bit is from the stuff that's online. Real quick, as far as grades go for this class, that's one thing we haven't talked about yet. Let me go right here. And I should print this out. And I'll give you guys a copy of it. Okay, so it says work is due regardless of holidays, but I scheduled in the holidays that we have on here, except what I didn't put on is Easter holiday.
Oh,
That's a Sunday though, isn't it?
Well, yes, but I think we were off Friday, so I didn't schedule that. I hope I didn't schedule a test that day, so we'll figure that out when we get there. It says it'll be required that you spend time outside of class on this course. You can work, okay, this is just kind of like you work at your own pace while we're in here. When I'm here, we'll do lectures, but they're not going to last. Some will last the whole period, but for the most part, they won't. They're going to be pretty short. And so just make sure every single day when you come in here, you need to look at the calendar every single day, okay? And that's what you're going to go by, figure out what's due and so forth. All subsection quizzes, in-class quizzes, and book work will be a daily grade. So anything that you do is a daily grade. All section tests will be test grades, and then anything else I tell you will be a test grade. But for the most part, that's it. So each unit test will be a test grade for the 6 weeks, whatever that is. So orientation test, federal law test, med review test, the things that you take online. The only other exception to the testing is whenever I average your medication quizzes and make those a test grade. Okay. Which you'll be glad that I do that probably by the end of it, because some of those the med review test gets hard. For each section, it says you'll be assigned a pharmacy tech workbook, which we talked about. Abbreviations we talked about. Again, everything's comprehensive. Abbreviations are going to be comprehensive, so make sure you study old ones. Same thing with the medication. Says worksheet every week. No calculator unless you're checking your things. And then that's it. The textbooks, again, belong to the school, but the workbooks will be y'all's. Okay, so you can keep your workbook. You're welcome to take, we're going to check out the textbooks, or you can keep them in here, whatever you want to do. But, so that's that.
So
Those are the grades. Okay?
do we have to go ahead and get our
Yes.
textbooks and stuff? I'm good. This one?